Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Thursday, the 26th of August. I'm getting my months mixed up here. Okay, so let's have a look at the news events this morning, if I can get the right button here. There we go. He says, there we go. It's coming out today, so let's just click us on the right day, would be helpful. So today then we've got the prelim GDP for the US, so that is, in fact, it's all right. It's the advanced is the first one. I'm just getting the advanced is the first one. So previous listed is actual advanced release. Yeah, the advance is the earliest one. So this is the second one, just checking here. So it'll have a little bit less impact, but still got quite a bit of impact there because of there's so many beans to count. It takes a while, and they can be quite variable. So that's at 1:30. Unemployment claims at 1:30. They tend to get less viewings, even though obviously the unemployment report itself, which will be coming out next Friday, is more significant. Right, aside of that then, Jackson Hole Symposium, I understand it's now a one-dayer, which is going to be happening tomorrow. So whether they are actually having any pre-meeting, that's another thing, but it seems like it's only a one-dayer. So that's what we've got lined up. Okay, let's have a look at the currencies first as ever. So yesterday we ended up on a more bullish day then with the euro in the end. It looked at one stage like it might have toppled over, but it got, when you start looking at the lower time frames, it got into a right mess. In fact, there we go. It was literally looking one way then the other way, very range bound. It's pushed out at the moment. It's bouncing off its daily pivot as I speak. It has put a lower high in this morning, but it seems choppy enough, and I think there's enough belief in this market that the Fed are not going to do too much at all. So it'll be interesting. Now, if they do something, it's going to be such a surprise. We could see the dollar bought very quickly and very strongly. Otherwise, well, we're already seeing the dollar sold off a little bit this week as we're going through the week here to a degree, and I do wonder whether we'll see such a big movement come any kicking the can down the road statements. Right, okay, so don't expect too much from that yet. There's a lot of analysts suggesting they don't think too much will come out of it because they've got excuses with COVID, etc., to hold fire still some more, but we'll see. As for the pound then, the pound pushed up, solid day up again. Well, I say solid, ended up at a solid day up yesterday, selling off a bit this morning as we look here at the moment. Range bound mostly yesterday. In fact, it was so range bound I'd been putting in these little old range windows. It seems to have come back again to its daily pivot, bouncing off that at the moment, lower high, exactly the same sort of price action as we're seeing with the euro at the moment. How easy it is to work out what's going to go on here? Well, maybe a break of the trend line to the upside there could see some more movement, but I'm wary of it just running back into the prior highs there, so being a very short move effectively. But at the moment, looking okay, I'd say, but okay if you're sitting in a swing, not so okay if you're trying to day trade it. Dollar yen, well, it's same old really here. It did push up. It does look like it may push through that daily 50, in which case it may just become a little bit more bullish. This is really an unwinding sort of position, it seems, of the yen positions that have been taken for safety. We're sitting here right on this horizontal resistance level at this stage. It's not a tradable currency for me at the moment. In fact, my overall thoughts here is to sit on my hands most of today unless I get any sort of shorter term signals coming up, but sit on my hands and just wait out the Jackson Hole summit. I think it's going to be quite difficult trading conditions for quite a lot of the time. Aussie dollar again yesterday pushed up a bit further. divergence sitting in there on the 4 hourlies. It's come off from that, not really done too much. And again, well, actually it's gone right away through its daily pivot here. At the moment we're seeing this little bit of a bounce going on, which we're seeing with the euro, the pound, so they're all correlated at the moment in terms of the price action. It's just the Aussies just come back that step further. Not a lot to say there really. There's no trades for me on it. Canadian dollar, well, it was looking like it had the continuation to the downside going through, but even yesterday it looked like that was going to sort of run on, and then we saw the bounce later on. Well, actually that bounce did come quite a bit later on. Actually, we did see another push off south here. Looked like it was going to go earlier on the Canadian dollar, but eventually went a little later and pushed off there. But again, it's finding support around its prior lows for now and bouncing off of that. Really looking at any of these markets, there's nothing really that's sort of drawing me at the moment in terms of thinking, okay, I'll watch that pre 8 o'clock. Maybe the euro yen's got a little bit more life in it. Just looking at what's happening here, it's continuing solid day up yesterday. Maybe it's something like the euro yen. It's already pushing through its 4-hourly 200 as I speak here. It's maybe going a bit early, but there may be something that comes from that with a bit of continuation. That probably looks about the better option at the moment for me. Okay, let's have a look at the commodities. Have a look at gold first. It does really seem like one of those days that, as I say, I really don't feel like trading too much. I'll just leave my auto system on and let it go. If it comes up with anything, it'll trade it. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But gold here then swinging to the downside really at this stage. I was positive above the 200, but it's kicked back south. It's in a range bound. I think again we're just going to see this range largely till tomorrow. So again, it may be that if you're looking at it in a more serious sort of way, if it gets back above that daily 200, it'll be bullish again. Below the S1, well, back into the sort of the bearish territory. But nothing I would certainly wouldn't looking to be trading it today. Oil got another shove up yesterday. High lows, high highs still coming through here. It still looks a bit on the more bullish side, a bit flat at the moment, but not to be unexpected through the Asian session. But if this starts picking up, maybe we could be pushing into a short-term new high there. So just pushing back. I'm sort of looking at the bigger picture here into this 4-hourly 200 as a potential with the way that's moving. Right, let's have a look at the equity markets, etc. Let's just bring this back into play. What we got? Oh, let's have a look at the cryptos first then. So this morning already, that's come off quite sharply. We've seen Bitcoin coming back, selling off this morning. Ethereum the same. I'm just having a look at all three of them are selling off this morning. The cryptos, which quite surprising, bearing in mind what's happening elsewhere. In the shorter time frames, you're looking at these are putting lower highs in at this stage. Certainly on Bitcoin there, got a divergence most likely across. I don't know if I've got some divergence. Yeah, I can use the MACD. That's right. Yep. So there's a bit of divergence running across the top here of Ethereum. So maybe just well, I said yesterday, maybe just in a holding pattern. They may sort of hold into this level for a while, but looking a bit soft. Again, divergence across the highs here as well. Maybe they have got a bit more of a correction to go on those. But again, anything can happen with tomorrow coming in with the Jackson Hole Summit. Indices, let's have a look through Asian indices. Well, there we go. Saying this yesterday, I just looking at this chart, and I just feel like it's got more downside. And well, last night through the Asian session, we've seen price come off there. Let's have a look. FTSE this morning is selling off at the moment, so pretty much similar picture. The DAX selling off, lower highs, sort of just running out of steam here. And the CAC, let's have a look. French market, well, it's just not really doing too much, but also on that sort of in that sell-off zone. S&Ps, meanwhile, well, yesterday yet another new high running in there. The Nasdaq, same situation, just pushing into new highs. But all just I'm just looking here. The only one that's sort of the laggard is the Dow Jones there, which is also coming off as I speak at the moment. The future's coming back off a bit here at this stage. So, well, not a good start for the equity markets. Maybe there's a bit more of a correction. Maybe there'll be a bit of a move to safety at some point with some of these markets as we move closer to the guidance from the Jackson Hole Summit. So that's it for me. As I said, for overall, I'm not that keen on trading these markets today. I think they're probably best left. There might, if there's something that really sort of starts picking up and starts moving, it's worth a look. But otherwise, I would probably steer pretty much clear and just see what goes on. Wait for tomorrow and be a bit, err on the safety aspect to here. Okay, that's it. Have a great day, and I'll be back in the morning. Take care. Bye for now.